Opening hook. Narrator's voice full of emotion and suspense. Sometimes, the smallest voices reveal the biggest truths, and one little girl, holding nothing but a worn dog tag, silenced a group of roaring bikers, and the world, when she asked a question that changed everything: who is my father? So before we begin, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and stay till the end, because this story will touch your heart in ways you didn't expect. It was a quiet afternoon in a dusty little town off Route 66. The sun baked the cracked asphalt, and the rumble of motorcycle engines shattered the stillness as a group of tough-looking bikers pulled into the only diner for miles. Leather vests, tattoos, loud laughter, they were the kind of men most people avoided eye contact with. Inside, behind the counter, a young single father named Ethan Cole wiped down tables while his daughter, Lily, played with her coloring book in the corner booth. Ethan was a tall, quiet man, broad shoulders, calm eyes, and a limp that told stories he never spoke about. He had been a Navy veteran, a man who'd seen both heaven and hell, and had returned to build a life for his little girl after her mother passed away. Life hadn't been kind to Ethan. He worked double shifts, barely sleeping, never complaining. For Lily, he was a hero, but to the world, he was just another man trying to get by. That day, the bikers' laughter grew louder. One of them, a big man with a long gray beard, noticed the small dog tag hanging around Lily's neck. "Hey, sweetheart," he said with a smirk, "that tag looks military. You playin' soldier?" Lily looked up with her innocent blue eyes, clutching the tag in her tiny hand. "No, sir," she said softly. "It's my daddy's." The diner fell silent. Even the jukebox in the corner seemed to pause. Ethan turned from the counter, his eyes flicking toward them, alert but calm. The biker leader frowned. "Your daddy's, huh? And where's he now?" Lily stood up on the seat, her little voice trembling but clear. "He's right there," she said, pointing at Ethan. "He's my daddy. But, can I ask something?" The men glanced at each other, amused. "Sure, kid," one said, chuckling. Lily looked at the group of bikers, all with matching patches that read Iron Saints MC, and held up the tag. Her voice cracked, but the words cut through the room like a blade. "Who is my father?" The men stared at her, confused, until she continued. "Daddy said this tag belonged to someone who saved him. He said that person made him who he is today. He never told me who, but he said they were part of a brotherhood. And you all look like brothers too. So, do you know him?" The room went silent again. Ethan froze, his heart pounding. The leader's eyes widened as he stepped closer, squinting at the tag. His hand trembled slightly as he read the engraving. "Sergeant Mason Bear Carter." The biker leader dropped to his knees. His face, rough and scarred, softened with disbelief. "Where did you get this?" he whispered. Ethan swallowed hard. "In Afghanistan," he said quietly. "Your brother saved my life during a convoy ambush. He pulled me out of a burning vehicle and took the blast himself. I tried to get him home, but," his voice broke. "all I could bring back was his tag. I promised to keep his name alive." The biker's eyes filled with tears. The others bowed their heads, their once fierce expressions melting into grief and respect. "Mason was my little brother," the man said hoarsely. "We thought he died with no one to carry his memory. And all this time, you were honoring him." Ethan nodded. "He saved me when I had nothing left to live for. Because of him, I came home. I raised Lily. Every night, I told her about the man who gave me a second chance, the man I owed my life to." Lily climbed off the booth and walked over, her tiny hands holding out the tag to the biker. "Then you're his family too," she said softly. "Daddy said heroes don't die if we remember them." The leader's lip quivered. He took the tag gently, his massive hand shaking as he placed it over his heart. "You're right, sweetheart," he said. "He lives right here, and in you both." He turned to Ethan and extended his hand, not as a stranger, but as a brother. "From today, you're family. The Iron Saints take care of their own." Ethan blinked, overwhelmed. "You don't have to." But the biker cut him off. "We want to. Mason saved you once. Now it's our turn to have your back." From that day on, things changed. The Iron Saints rebuilt Ethan's truck, helped repair his house, and made sure Lily never felt alone again. Every Sunday, they'd gather at the diner, a sea of leather jackets and laughter, and raise a toast to the man who connected them all. Ethan finally allowed himself to heal. For the first time since the war, he felt like he belonged somewhere. And Lily, she became the little princess of the toughest men around, a symbol of innocence that reminded them all of what truly mattered: love, loyalty, and legacy. Months later, at the local Veterans Memorial, Lily stood on stage holding that same dog tag. Her voice echoed through the microphone. "My daddy said heroes never die. They just live in the hearts of the people they saved. So if you see someone wearing a tag like this, don't just see metal. See love. See sacrifice. See family." Tears rolled down the faces in the crowd, bikers, veterans, townsfolk alike. Ethan stood in the back, hands in his pockets, pride glistening in his eyes. Because in that moment, he realized something powerful: the war might have taken his brothers, but it also gave him a daughter strong enough to bring them all home again. Closing narration, soft, emotional tone. And that, my friends, is why one question from a little girl can change hearts, heal wounds, and rebuild families. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in heroes, because sometimes, heroes don't wear capes. They wear dog tags. Dove Heartbreak United States.